Okay. All right. So, first things first. We're gonna pull this up, guys. We're gonna get going here. I posted on Twitter. We're gonna get started here. So, um, let me grab some stuff here. I'm gonna grab our very first thing we're gonna discuss. So, the first thing that we're gonna look into with this is the killer, the brand new killer. I don't know about you, Al, but this killer looks fucking sick. I love the fact that it's not your typical humanoid, killer. He's not like a person, right? It's something way different. It's an actual monster for once. I think that this is gonna be sick.
Yeah, I dig that we've got something that's an actual monster because there are a few of the killers that are actually scary, but that's a thing I've heard from some of the fog whisperers is Legion. It's just a dude on some drugs that goes fast and yeah, but this guy or this other guy, it's just a guy with paint or it's just a this or it's just a dead person. We got a legit monster running around chasing people and slapping
Right.
kids. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fucking horrifying monster. It's a horrifying monster.
It cannot be reasoned with.
Yeah. Okay. So here, guys, we're gonna talk about the very first ability of the Demogorgon. Okay. So this is wrong ability, wrong thing. Not the calculator. So this is one of his cool abilities. So I don't want to say anything. I just want you guys to see it. Now, this is what Behavior released early today, and we're just going to use their video just because it's really good, and we can go through this and see what's going on, okay? So let's check this out. Hopefully we can see... I think it's a really cool ability, so here we go.
That was one aspect of the killer that we wanted to make, where like it gives like a good map control.
Yep.
Something that killer players always beneficiate from.
Yeah, the two questions is how do I get map control and how do I get better in a chase?
Yes, exactly. Because actually, that wasn't that easy to use in the chase. The way we made it, because whenever you use the portal, you have to charge.
There's a delay, and then
yes,
you
exactly.
lose visibility for a little moment.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as efficient as the ag, for example.
No, it's for catching up to people, because the thing is, when you're standing on one, you also see the outline of the others.
Yes,
right?
you have to choose where you want to teleport. The portal you want to.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, that's pretty cool. The fact that you can put all these portals everywhere. Now, if you guys ever played League of Legends, someone kind of has that, right? That was Rek'Sai. She could put portals or tunnels around the map and then haul ass everywhere. I think this is a really cool way. This is another map control person, just like Hag, right? But it's way different. It's way different, in my opinion. Maybe it's not as good, but maybe it's even better. We'll see, right? So Hag can, has to be in a certain round, like in a certain area where he doesn't have to be. It seems like he doesn't have a range. He just pokes it. He just chooses.
Right, and he doesn't, and it's not just always better than the Hag ability because his requires some activation time, whereas Hag's pretty instant if someone triggers the trap. But that's a bonus towards the Demogorgon is it doesn't require an action by the survivor. He just gets to go when he wants.
Right. He's just like, I'm get to choose here. I get to go. So what is this? Okay. There we go. I agree. I think this is a very, very interesting ability. It's something completely. It's almost Freddy and Hag. Like it's Freddy and Hag mixed. I think this will be good, and especially, can you imagine him? I don't know if this will work, right? Who knows? Is it going to work on a second floor building? Can he dig a tunnel there?
Oh, well, they did show, I think it was in the first one they showed, he was going to one above, on a floor above.
I'm just curious, though, if there has to be, like, no space underneath it, right? Like, you can't walk underneath it, directly. So imagine the game. Can he put it in the middle? Can he put it, like, just wherever and that'd be awesome, because that's kind of how... the portals work in Stranger Things, right? It's like against a wall, and then you're in the shit. So I could see it. Hopefully it works like that, and then he'll have some awesome map control. Okay. So here, so that's his ability. But here's something pretty cool. This is his attack. Now, this is, in my opinion, a pretty awesome attack method, in my opinion. So here we go. Let's watch this.
Attack button, then you'll be launching a fast forward attack, and
And
so
you can't maneuver while you're doing it.
no, exactly, it's straight. You somewhat can maneuver at the end, like just to give a good feel of the attack. He has also a slightly wider range cone of damage, so you have better chance to hit the survivor. But on their side, like they really have to time. Survivor can escape or avoid the attack, but they
Right. So it's like a straight lunge, you know? I think. So I don't know if he can just swipe normally, right? I think he can. But
Yeah.
can he like lunge forward and like, you know, still have that ability? Yeah, is it like Pig? Is it like the swipe, or is it like the crouch, you know, coming out like lunge? You know, which one is it gonna be?
I think it's closer to the Pig. It's closer to that than more so than like a Nurse's Blink, where you've got a variable range. Because it looked like he was lunging the same distance on each of those attacks.
Yeah. I think it's, you know, that's very different. Again, it's something that's like it takes a little bit of love from another killer, but it's completely different at the same time. And chat's making a good point here. Can he lunge like through the air, right? You know, can he kind of like make gaps almost? I don't really know of any areas that might, you know, you're not going to try to cross a gap, right? But nonetheless, like, can you, like, how fast is a lunge? Can you imagine someone dropping off a ledge, has balanced landing? Is your lunge going to, like, just screw up because you jumped off a cliff? Or are you going to go soaring through the air and hit him? Yeah, so I think this will be a very interesting take. That's a really cool ability. Hey guys, how's chat doing tonight? We're getting into this right now, so okay, let's move on to the next video here. Okay.
I like next
Okay,
to
so
the
here is what can happen,
survivor
right?
can on their side, they can interact with the portal and close them, so they can somewhat, there's a tug of war effect that happens between the killer and the survivor. And the funny thing is that it's really cool for the survivor because they somewhat have a glimpse of what the upside down is whenever they get in contact with those portal, so they get the upside down effect on them, and during that time, they don't hear the killer terror radius, so they have
They are
to,
oblivious.
the oblivious. Yeah, exactly. That is.
So yeah,
Oblivious. Again, we didn't put the disclaimer at the beginning, but we should have. But every
yeah. So essentially, you know, here they're closing up these portals, right? Yeah. So you can close up these portals, which is a good idea. You might want that, right? It's the same thing. I mean, it does take a while, but you kind of don't want these portals to run rampant. You know, you might not want them to. I don't know if they're gonna have a ton of them. I don't know if there's gonna be like 15 of them that he can put down. But just in case that there's like maybe like a Freddy style, you have 10 tokens. That's how many portals he can lay down. 10 portals is a lot. You know, that's the type of map control. Now, and there's another brutal thing. While these people are digging, they can't hear a heartbeat. You're in the upside down. You can't hear a heartbeat. I think that's like, it's such a dangerous gameplay. And if they force you to make these like these portal closings, if you have to do it, that's gonna be a shit show. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that at least immediately on launch, people aren't going to mess with them because basically you've got them wasting time because you're not doing gens if you're digging through his gore portals.
Exactly. I like it could be the fact that like you don't touch them, you just go for your gens like you're supposed to, hunt down the usual you know, the usual totem if you need it, right? So we can see that. I agree. I think chat's agreeing too here that you're probably not gonna focus down on the portals, but who knows? Can you imagine some of these add-ons that are gonna be coming out, especially if he gets some pink add-ons? You know, what are these going to do? Are these going to be like insta teleportation where you're going to have to close these portals? We'll see. We'll see. So I think, like I said, it's a really cool ability. And good thing there's a bit of counterplay because you would want some sort of counterplay to it. It's just kind of funny that they get on their hands and knees and like dig at it, and then that's how they do it, right? So interesting take on it, but you got to do something, right? You have to do something. I think it'd just be kind of cool to be like, I don't know, maybe flashlight close it faster, right? Because in the show, heat, it doesn't like heat, even though flashlights aren't that hot, but nonetheless, if it like made it close a little bit quicker, you know. But I guess that'd be almost kind of like Hag, you know. A flashlight gets rid of the trap. So, I don't know. There's a bunch of different things I think they can bounce around right there. So, anything else to add there for this, guys? We're going to move on to the perks now. Anything else for his abilities you want to add?
Nah, I think we covered it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's take a look here. Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was loud.
With your base attack, it's very important. When you smack somebody
So
with
here,
your
we're
base
going
attack-
into the very first killer perk.
No, exactly. Or the pounds of the Demogorgon.
Okay, so here, putting a survivor into the dying state with a basic attack causes all generators within a 32-meter range to instantly explode and regress. This applies an additional regression of 12%. Surge can only be triggered once every 60, 50, 40 seconds. In my opinion,
If you down somebody,
this perk is brutally strong. This, you run this with Pop Goes a Weasel, Ruin. They ain't doing shit.
Yes, exactly. It's a free
They ain't doing shit.
and also gives
So,
like a slight.
In my opinion,
additional-
this is gonna be a crazy strong ability. What do you think?
Yeah, especially on smaller maps or maps where you can have 2 or 3 generators together
Yeah,
or within reasonable proximity. If you can pop 2 at a time, that's just crazy value out of that perk.
right.
And like the game, the hospital, that's going to be a nice one to have.
Yeah,
Or,
like,
you know, in general, I mean, it's good really for any map because you're typically downing someone near a generator or another. if
yes, you
not
are.
2.
This is going to. I agree wholeheartedly. Like, this is gonna be game changing. Now, in my opinion, this is only gonna push forward the idea. You do not want to gen fuck yourself as a survivor. You do not want to push 3 Jennies near each other because 2 Jennies are always going to be screwed over as long as someone's getting down. And a smart killer is not going to go on a goose chase and go chase a survivor away from the 3 gens, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's it depends on there's a couple killers that I play for the final 3 gens and let them do what they want. And this would work really good with that play style.
I agree. This will be one crazy. This is going to be crazy to see how this works. They might have to change this up a little bit. They already announced that everything you see in here is subject to change, especially the numbers, right? We already expect that. But we'll see. Yeah.
Like the numbers don't change on rank up except for the surge timer. You know, you've got your radius is all 32s and your regression is all 12. So that's clearly needs some dialing in.
Yes, I agree. It's going to need a little bit of loving. Luckily, though, it's not global. Can you imagine if it's global? But that'd be fucking crazy. Yeah. Right. So, I mean, honestly, that perk is going to really work. I mean, it's just screaming in my head, right? It's going to really work for Freddy. Freddy's going to love that ability. He's already hopping all over the map. He's already going to put people down. He already has the dream palettes. He already runs Pop Goes a Weasel typically. Throw that on there. You run that with Ruin. No one's doing a Jenny. And, I mean, hell, even throw an overcharge in there. Why not? Throw an overcharge in there. So when you kick it, you got Pop Goes a Weasel, you have overcharge, you're blowing up Jennies all around you, you're teleporting where the fuck you go. Freddy is about to be really, really fucking strong, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, what do you think? You think he's gonna? Am I going crazy? Am I the only one who thinks Freddy's gonna be a psychopath?
Freddy's bonkers as he is. And we haven't hit the real sweet one yet. I mean, that one's good.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, he's gonna be strong. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. All right, so this one is called Cruel Confinement. It's a pretty good one. It's nothing crazy, but it's pretty good. So here, every time a generator is completed, all windows and vault locations within a 32-meter range is from the completed generator is blocked for 25, 35, or 30, 35 seconds. And as a killer, you can see the aura of all the vault locations that have been blocked by the Cruel Confinement. In my opinion, it's a good ability. It's a great no. I don't think it's that great. There is some maps that this thing will pop off on. There's some maps that this is going to pop off on. Leary's, right? Where there's vault locations just fucking everywhere. But in my opinion, I don't think the vault lasts long enough. And I mean, it's when the generator is completed. 9 times out of 10, a survivor is not gonna complete a gen right next to you. It can happen. Some people are like, let's hurry up and let's try to finish this gen real quick, before the killer gets over here and we can run it. That's just about it. That's only the only time this is gonna be useful. But what is that? Once every 4 games that I think that occurs? I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's a end game scenario where you're just chasing them between a couple different ones. It's just going to make that final escape a little harder.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm selling this one's a pass for me. It's neat, but pass.
Yeah. It'll be kind of fun to run. I mean, it's an okay bamboozle, right? A bamboozle, you can choose where the hell you want to use it. I don't think I would even combo this with bamboozle, right? I don't think that I'm gonna run off and go use this off to the side and then run this as my backup. Still, I'm thinking that if a Jenny gets popped, you got 2 Jennies left, you're chasing somebody, someone pops a Jenny near you. It's just not that great.
Well, now think of this. Think of it with Freddy. If you got your teleport off before they pop it, it is one that will punish people for committing when the killer's coming to where they're at. Maybe it would be good. It would. You know what? All right. Now think about this with the hillbilly with Tinker.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
So you're getting that 80% notification, and you're going to be in the vicinity every time a generator's popped, and they're not going to have any windows or vault locations.
I could see that. I could kind of see this being okay with Billy. It's got to be on a certain map, right? You got to be running Tinkerer. Billy hates windows. He's okay with Palace, but he hates windows. That's a 2 perk combo. Yeah,
and now you got 2 left.
Right, and Tinker's it only activates at 85%, right? So it's like,
right.
Is it worth it? In my opinion, I agree. I'm agree with Al here. I think it's a pass. It's just not my thing.
Somebody's gonna figure out a nice toxic combo to run with it where you're doing that. The Monto video will be here in 3 weeks.
Right.
And then we're all going to try it.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to find some sort of crazy combination to make that thing kind of work. Okay. So we're going to move on here. Let's move on to the next perk here. This one's called Mindbreaker. This one's not bad. This one's still meh. Oops, sorry, guys. There we go. This one's still meh, in my opinion. But it's okay. It's better than the last one, in my opinion. So here we go. Mindbreaker. While repairing generators with less than 50% repair regression, Survivors are afflicted by exhaustion status effect. Any existing exhaustion status effect timers are paused while the survivor is repairing a generator, and this effect persists for 1 to 2 to 3 seconds after they have ended the repair. Pretty good. But the fact is that it only gives a shit for 50% of the repair. I could kind of see this being really good if it was the entire repair, right? So, I mean, who gives a shit about 1 to 2, 3 seconds, right? Yeah, you're going to be guaranteed a hit, maybe guarantee a down if they're already hit, but that's such a small window for 50%. I just don't see this really taking off here. It's going to be okay, not great. I don't know. What do you think here?
I don't know. I'm just, even though it's only for half the repair of the generator, that is, they're going to be under exhaustion. So what does that mean? That means that they won't be able to use their exhaustion perks for 1 to 3 seconds after they get off. So if you're initiating a chase, it may mess with people until they're used to it. Yeah. Some people will panic when they immediately can't sprint burst or the fast vault run one. I can't remember which one that is.
Oh,
or
life.
A balanced landing immediately. Life. There's 3 or 4 that people typically want to bust as soon as the killer gets, and it's gonna be a little mind game for people till they're used to it. But then I don't think it's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah. This will be really good for the sneaky guys, right? This is gonna help a pig. This is gonna help Michael Myers, Scratchmere Myers. He's gonna love this shit. He's gonna be like, "Oh, you can't sprint burst away from me as soon as I come around the corner. I'm gonna catch you." Ghostface. They're gonna love this. The sneaky guys. I in my opinion, I think this perk will only be good in the 2nd to 2 rank phases of this. Like it's almost like a lightweight, right? Lightweight number 1, where it's only reducing your scratch marks by a second. Kind of okay. Nah, right? But take lightweight rank 3, it reduces it by 3 seconds. That's a chunk. That's a big chunk. Stuff's not sticking around. So you combo that with the Houdini build, right? You're good to go. This, in my opinion, the first one, what was it called? Surge, Mindbreaker, Cruel Confinement. I think that's the tiers. Surge is gonna be meta. It's gonna be in everyone's freaking build, I think. Mindbreaker is good. It's fun. Sneaky guys are gonna love it. Cruel Confinement, it's so situational of a perk. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see it much. I don't think we're gonna see much gameplay out of it.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I can't wait for Surge. The other 2, I'll let somebody else sort them out.
Right. Okay. Anything else to add for the killer before we move on? We're gonna start hitting up the survivors now. We got 2 survivors in here. Anything else to add, Al?
Nope. Can't wait to play him.
Okay. I agree. He's cool looking. I don't think we're gonna see much of a. I don't think we're going to get many skins with this guy, unfortunately, for the Demogorgon, because 1, he's a licensed character, but 2, he doesn't look very different in the show anyways. I mean, other than, I guess he's more bloodier looking past the Prestige. I think that's going to be about it. Okay.
Don't have any video on his Mori animation, do we?
Not yet. Hasn't been released yet. A lot of people were asking during this. I got to watch some of this today, guys. Everyone was asking about the Mori, but we didn't get it yet. I think we know what's going to happen. It's just going to be a hag. He's just going to eat your face off. I think we expect it. But who knows? Maybe it could be really fucking brutal. Maybe he takes your head off, right? Maybe he just eats it.
Right.
So, I don't know why that got caught there. Is there a essentially there is, yeah. Yes, there is, Wayne. Okay, so let's move on to the next one here. We're moving into our very first survivor, okay? So, we're moving into Steve the Hare Harrington. So, in my opinion, this
Like all perks.
this first perk called Babysitter, right? When you unhook a survivor, the unhooked survivor leaves no scratch marks and blood trail for 4, 6, 8 seconds. The person who does the unhooking can see the killer's aura, and the killer can see their aura for 4 seconds. This is a Mr. Get Down, Mr. President build here. You combo this with borrowed time, that person is getting away. Unless they're screwing up. That person's getting away. 8 seconds of no scratch marks or blood trail, that's huge. That's long. That's a pretty big deal. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be a must for the altruism builds, which, like you said, borrowed time will make it. Because, I mean, you'll know immediately if the killer's even paying you any attention when you rescue somebody. So, yeah, farm forever will make it.
Yeah. I mean, shit, even if...
two, yeah.
Right, yeah, like, even if you have will make it, right, that's such a good ability. You run it all the time. You're only eating up maybe 2 seconds of their 8 seconds no scratch mark. Still awesome. That is great, you know? Like, I mean, shit, I don't even think Dance With Me lasts more than 3 seconds. Maybe 4, I think? Not very long, not very long. 8 seconds of it, right? I think they're going to have to knock that down a little bit. I think it's got to be maybe more of like a 4, 5, 6. 8 seconds is forever.
Yeah, I really like it as an anti-tunneling ability for survivors because I think it sucks that you have an environment where they felt like we needed a decisive strike as an anti-tunneling mechanic. This is a more fun way to deal with tunneling.
Yeah.
You're presenting yourself as a target and your buddy can hopefully get away for free.
Yeah. This thing is going to really help out new people. You got your veteran, he's going to pick up Babysitter, he's going to treat the little kids right, he's going to help out the new guys who are just getting into the game, right? I know that there's a lot of people who hop into my chat. We have a guy right now he's talking that he wants this game because we're talking about it like this. You know, I mean, honestly, in the past couple months, I play with new guys left and right. I would love to be able to have this perk so I can make sure that they have an easier time as they're learning the game, right? This is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be the altruism, just like you said, the altruism's fucking bread and butter. They're going to love this shit with borrow time. They're going to love it. And throw in a nice, we'll make it just to make sure that they can get there. I mean, and hell, for yourself, throw on a decisive strike. Because if you're trying to help out other people, but the guy comes for you because they can see your aura, I mean, you just got them out of here, and now you can get yourself out of there. It's going to be great. This will be a good perk. Is it great? Is it game-changing? No. Is it good? Yes, I agree. I think it's going to be good.
And I think somebody had noted in your chat earlier, we're going to get a ton of new people in the game just by the Stranger Things chapter. That's going to bring in a lot of new players.
Yes, that's very true. Actually, that's a very good point. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. People who love Stranger Things are going to be like, I can play the Demogorgon. I can play Steve the Hare Harrington. Now, sure, there's a million other kids that they could have chose. But who knows? Maybe we'll keep getting a little bit more. You know, maybe I don't think we'll ever get like 11. I don't know if we'll get any of the younger kids. Maybe just because imagine putting those little kids on a hook is a little brutal. But
it's pretty great, I think.
Yeah, right. But like, Nancy's friend in the first season got destroyed. By the way, spoilers alert. I think you guys should expect that when we're talking about DLC for a show, right? But nonetheless, Steve Harrington gets his ass kicked like every season. He gets his ass whipped and he's all bloody. He's all types of shit. So it's a good idea. Who else can they add? I don't know. Maybe a Hopper. Everyone would fucking lose their mind if Hopper was here, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so let's move on here. We're going into his next perk. Pretty decent one. Nothing crazy in my opinion. Camaraderie. It's not a... It's a pretty good one, actually. But it's not crazy. Alright, so while on the hook and reaching the struggle phase, the perk activates. While the perk is activated, if at any time during the struggle phase, another survivor comes within 16 meters from the hook, your struggle phase timer is paused for 10, 12, 14 seconds. Another anti-camping, anti-tunneler, quote-unquote. Not really tunneling, I guess. More camping. This is an anti-camper, right? That person's like, oh, I got 14 fucking seconds of no struggle time. That's pretty good, in my opinion. That's pretty good. What do you think here?
Okay, so I can see some specific scenarios where this would be useful. And Basement Billy. I wonder if your pals that come into 16, I wonder what the cooldown is. Could they get over top of you, get within 16 meters, go out and come back, and basically keep you indefinitely on the hook by resetting your pause?
Ooh, yeah. Does it have a cooldown? It doesn't say it does.
Yeah, it doesn't. But see that. How often do we see those insidious basement billies, though? Not billies, but Bubbas.
Yeah.
And or bing bongs. I mean, it happens, but and outside of that, really, I don't know. It's kind of a safety one where there's been a lot of times I know that I've died on the hook because somebody was close, but not quite close enough.
Yeah.
I don't see fitting this one in.
Yeah, it's a tough
not
one.
Really.
It's a tough one. And not to mention, a smart killer is going to look down in the bottom left and be like, oh, his bar's not going down. Someone's near. Someone's extremely near. 16 meters is pretty close. It's not super far, but it's close. If a smart killer, like advanced players, are going to look down and see that bar's not moving, they now know someone's there. It helps that while he's searching for that person, you're not like losing times, but still, it's a pretty big deal that... in my opinion, I think for this to work, the game devs would have to hide their struggle phase from the killer, right? In my opinion, I think that's an okay idea. I don't think the killer should know how close he is to dying, Who knows?
I do like the idea of this perk. I think that to make it useful, I think making it worth one of your 4 perk spots, the range and or the timer pause, they both need a bump.
I agree.
Because I don't think that this is only, it's to punish camping or the unfortunate event where you get 2 people or 3 people running towards someone on the hook, and now everybody plus the killer are on top of each other. And it happens sometimes, even when they're not camping. They can be in chase, and now they're on top of you, and people don't know what to do.
Right.
But anyway, it's gonna. I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I think this one will have to be adjusted, or people just won't ever run it.
Yeah, I agree. Is it a perk that I love? No. Is it a perk that I think I'm gonna pass on? Honestly, no. I don't think so. It's a perk I'm gonna have to test out and see how it works. Really, I'm more leaning on the pass, to be honest with you guys. I really think I'm leaning on the pass side. I don't think it's going to be that great, but it could help. We'll see. Like Al said, it's really going to help with the Insidious guys. They're going to waste a lot of fucking time standing there now. Because if you know he's down there, right? You just sit there, make him waste 14 seconds. 14 seconds is probably at least 30% of a Jenny, I would think. And that's maybe 25 if one person's working on it. But shit, that's about 60 to 70% if 3 people are working on a Jenny, right? If you know that the guy's like, hey, don't come down here, he's fucking here, but you have one person that's kind of close, whatever, you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be a decent one. Not great, not bad, decent. Okay. Yeah, let's move on to the next guy here. Now, here is a interesting one. in my opinion, my favorite of his perks. This is called Second Wind. Second Wind. Whew, here we go. When you complete one health state of healing on other survivors, the perk activates. While activated, the next time you get unhooked or you unhook yourself, you are affected by the broken status. And everyone knows broken status is fucking brutal. It sucks. But here's the good thing about it. While outside the terror radius, the perk passively heals you to 100% healthy state over the duration of 24, 22, 20 seconds. The perk deactivates once you are fully healed or if you get down before the healing is completed, and then you lose the broken status. From what I believe, I think this is a once per game. I mean, this really is. It's a once per game activation, from what I understand. I don't think this is going to pop off twice, right? You get unhooked, you go run away, you heal up, you get hooked again, you get unhooked, you heal up, and then you die, right? Like, let's say if that happens. But nonetheless, not a bad perk. It's pretty good. This is a pretty decent time saver, right? Now, is this thing going to be affected by Mangle? Does it reduce the healing speed? It doesn't say it. It doesn't say that it's affected. But nonetheless, it will heal you 100% no matter what. So you know that the killer's on the other side of the map, someone unhooks you, you got a Jenny right next to you, you guys don't waste your time healing, you go do that Jenny, you'll get healed by the time you finish that Jenny. Pretty good time saver for a survivor.
I agree. I think it's okay.
I think your dog agrees.
Yeah, she liked it. She liked Steve a lot.
Yeah.
And but I just want to throw in here that I think it's awesome that they gave Steve two beat up Steve basically perks, and then the other one is babysitting. Because Steve, he carried a beating in all 3 seasons.
Yeah. And then he turned into the soccer mom for the little kids, in the second season. Babysitter. It's Steve, guys. I agree wholeheartedly. That's a good point. It is Steve. They nailed these perks. They nailed exactly what he encompasses. I think, they did a great job. Are any of these perks broken? No. But are any of these perks really bad? I don't think so. I think each one of them has their area. I think Second Wind could be really good. Thank you for those 100 biddies. Thank you, my man. But yeah, I think this is gonna be great. I think this will be a really fun perk to run. I think if you utilize this correctly, if you're an advanced survivor who knows how to loop, can you imagine? He's outside the terror radius, it kicks in, and then you start running. I don't know if it stops inside the terror radius if he comes back. I think it might, but if it doesn't, you have this activated, right? And if it goes while this guy's chasing you, all of a sudden you get a free adrenaline. Essentially, you don't get the speed boost, but you get a free heal. It's gonna be decent, I think. It's a big time saver. I mean, what do you think? Without Will Make It, how long does it take to heal? 8 seconds, probably 10 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, depending on Are you running botany? Are you running botany? Do you have a med kit? Things that boost your heal speed, something like that.
Yeah,
I know. To me, it's only worth with We'll Make It. Everything else is like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever.
Right, it's like, come on, hurry, let's go. I agree.
But so he's got Second Wind. Probably good. Babysitter, very solid, and camaraderie doesn't seems like maybe with
it's
some
a
adjustments.
maybe.
That's not bad for a new survivor to have two definite and one maybe.
Yeah, right. I mean, think about it. I don't know if you guys, for the people who really pay attention to this game, name a perk that you guys use from the last 4 survivors. I don't know if I can think of one, honestly. Some of them are fun, right? Jane has poise, which is pretty good. You don't leave any scratch marks for 5 seconds after you complete a Jenny. Pretty good. Do I run it? Nope, I never run it. It's just like, meh. It's decent, but it's not great. This is coming out with a pretty decent one. These are coming out with a very interesting set of perks. Hi, chat. How's everyone doing tonight? So we're getting into this. We're getting into the Stranger Things. Just to reiterate, we're talking about the Stranger Things DLC. We just discussed the killer. We just finished up with Steve. And now we're getting head into, that's right, the second survivor of the pack. This is the first time. I'm actually really glad to see this. I think it's a really smart idea to have 2 survivors. What do you think?
Oh, I dig it. I think it's a nice change to have 2 survivors released with a killer.
Yeah, I think it's a smart idea. I really think it is. Okay, let's move on to this let's move on to my personal favorite, Nancy Wheeler. I don't know why, but I just think she's super awesome in the show. She's not your typical damsel in distress. She fucking handles herself in the show. She's a badass. So yeah, let's take a look here. So this the first one up here is called Better Together. Here we have the aura of the generator you are currently repairing is revealed to all other survivors located in the 32-meter range. If the killer downs a survivor while you are repairing a generator, you see the aura of all survivors for 8, 9, 10 seconds. I'm going to let you lead with this one here.
All right. So I like for the first half of this perk, all of the Dwight mains are like, oh, this is awesome.
Yep.
Or anybody with leadership or item consumption that they run on their survivor, they're gonna like this because sometimes you don't know. Again, probably would like to see a little bit bigger aura.
Yeah. I really think 32 meters is pretty good, right? It's not bad. It's a pretty good range. I honestly think this should be almost global. Maybe or even bigger. Maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe global's too much. But it's not that great of a perk, even if it was global. This is going to really help out new players. Now I can say when people go, hey, I bought the Stranger Things, I'm just getting into Dead by Daylight, what character should I run? I can now say, Nancy's pretty good. She'll show you where all the generators are. It's pretty good, you know? So it's a pretty decent one. So when you want people to come help you, especially if you're injured, they're going to know exactly where you're at, what Jenny's being highlighted. They know to run to you now. It's going to be pretty good. And then it always helps if a survivor goes down, you know where the guy is anyways. Where's all my friends at, you know? And for 10 seconds is long. That's a pretty good range.
Yeah, I like that. I'd like you said, not sure if global's the answer there, but that range needs to be pumped, and then it'll be right on the money.
Yeah. I don't know if global. Like I said, I don't know if it's the answer, but it definitely needs to be a little bit bigger. I think it should be almost like, I don't even know really. Just I don't know, maybe like 50 meters, right? Like
really. So what are we scared of by making the aura too big? Because a lot of us are playing Survive with Friends, and we're either choosing to knock them out together or not. But they need to tweak that one.
Yeah, I think so. I think it definitely needs to tweak. I mean, think about it. If it is global, right, and you're working on a Jenny, like, who gives a shit like that? Like, oh, hey, you're across the map. Okay, I know where you're at now. It's good. Like, even if it was global, but yeah, it needs some tweaking. I think you're right. Okay.
Is Claudette's wounded buddy perk, is that global?
I think so. That's empathy, right?
Yeah, empathy. I think there's precedence. Whatever you did with that one, do with this one.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Here, we're moving on to the next one. It's called Fixate. In my opinion, I think this is one of the most interesting perks in the game. I'm saying that. This is one of the coolest fucking perks in the game. How utilized will it really be? I don't know. But here, well, let's go into it. So fixated. Sorry, not fixated. You can see your own scratch marks at all times. While uninjured, you walk 10, 15, 20% faster than normal. Wow. Wow. What do you think? Well, I'm going to let you go into it.
I think urban evasion just got trumped.
Yep. I think so too. This is the mind gamer. This is the mind gaming survivors fucking trump card. This is big, guys. In my opinion, when I play Survivor and I'm mind gaming, my biggest thing is that if they lost sight of me but they're following my scratch marks and I know it, I will run off to the side and then walk somewhere to try to lose it. You just made it fucking easier for me. You just made this so much 20% faster. That's huge. That's fast. That's a pretty big deal. It's gonna be a big deal. And look, you can see that Nancy here, she's running back, and you can see your own scratch marks. Tie this with lightweight. You reduce your shit by 3 seconds. You know where your shit's ending now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal. It's a big deal perk, in my opinion.
Yep, I think it's a good, and like the thing with urban evasion is it's useful more before you've been seen than after.
Yes.
And now you have, as long as you haven't been hit, think about running loops in the cornfields or anywhere where you can ditch the killer or like you said, mind game them with scratch marks. You've just made that all so much easier by being able to see your own scratch marks. And if you haven't been hit, you're going to break your sprint and move faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think in a skilled evasive survivor's hands, it's going to be part of everybody's build.
Yeah, I agree. So just for anyone who doesn't know, a scratch mark is what the killer sees when you run. Okay, so when you're running, you as a survivor, you're never able to see your own scratch marks. So the killer would follow these scratch marks because he knows that you're sprinting somewhere. When you just walk and you're like, you're just crawling on the ground, you crouch, you're walking, you don't leave anything. When you're running, you leave these red black marks here. So the killer knows that you've been near, and they start fading away the older that they are. They're bright red when they're fresh. And again, just to say, guys, we are talking about the Stranger Things DLC for Dead by Daylight. That's what we're talking about, and we're on Nancy Wheeler, one of the survivors. Yeah, so we got some questions in the chat. So they're talking about, is it so it's kind of like a pattern. It kind of is, yeah. You're it's like, if you're a tracker and you're trying to hunt down a deer, you would use the tracks to get to your prey. Same thing. It's the tracks that you're leaving behind as you run. That's what it is. Okay. So fixate, we see it, or fixated, I should say, not fixate. Fixated, great perk. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be utilized. The 20%, even just the 20% walking faster, that's big itself. I've always kind of thought, like, what if it was just a base movement speed that never gave you exhaustion, right? What if it was just, hey, it's like you're 10% faster. That's it. I always kind of thought that'd be pretty damn good, honestly. But obviously you're not going to be able to outrun a killer still, right? So that's the biggest thing. That can never happen. You never want to outrun a killer by base movement speed. That would just be silly. So
right.
But yeah. I think me and Al are both agreeing. This is good. This is great. We're going to see this used. Okay. Yeah, I think everyone's going to love this chapter here. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Inner Strength. Here is a very interesting perk. You know what? I'm just going to let it go. This is interesting here. Each time you complete a totem cleanse, Inner Strength activates. While Inner Strength is activated, hiding inside a locker for 10, 9, 8 seconds while injured will fully heal you. Inner Strength becomes deactivated as soon as it successfully has triggered. Thoughts?
Well, I'm Mr. Small Game, and I'm immediately like, I could use this.
Yeah.
However, I think maybe Totem Jockey new players might like this a lot. I don't know that I'll run this one.
Yeah, it's
I like
great. Or it's good, excuse me. It's good, but you're relying on Totem Cleanse. You're relying on it. And that's the issue. People Totem Cleanse for points. They Totem Cleanse to get rid of the case of Noed. Now you're kind of relying on the fact that hold on, sorry. Give me a second here. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, no worries. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by this one. I do like that they gave us a Totem Cleanse bonus, but I don't know. I think a heal over time maybe wasn't the right call. This is a swing and a miss for me.
Sorry about that. I got a call in the middle of that. Okay.
No worries.
Okay, sorry guys.
The short version is I think that's a swing and a miss for me.
Yeah. You think? I think it could be really good, but think about this, guys. Iron Maiden hard counter. Who runs Iron Maiden? Not too many people. They don't really run Iron Maiden. It's a decent perk. It's a really good doctor perk. People hide in the lockers to get away. Yeah, God, I don't even know if I even do that when I'm playing against Doctor in the first place. I don't really hide in lockers.
Well, you know that if you hide in a locker, your madness levels will subside while you're in there. It takes a while though.
It does.
I don't know. That one needs work, or it's just gonna be something people won't run.
Yeah.
People might run it while they're leveling her, and then they'll replace it, never use it again.
Yep. It's a good. They're relying on the totems. The bad part. It's the hard issue, because there's only 5 totems. There's only 5. That's a lot. That's a gamble. Right. You're only probably going to use this once, actually, in each game. It might even be a perk that is only used once a game, like Decisive Strike. You might have multiple opportunities to use that Decisive Strike, but you can only use it once per game. Okay. So that is our 3 here. That is all of our perks for Nancy, all of our perks for Steve the Hare Harrington, and our 3 killer perks. Overall, pretty satisfied, actually. I'm pretty interested. I think this is going to be a really good perk. Or a really good chapter, excuse me. I think this is going to be a really cool chapter.
And I really like that they each got something that's very likely to be meta. Fixated for Nancy, that will be meta. Camaraderie.
Second win, babysitter, good perks, I agree. And then the brutal one, Surge. Oh god, Surge. Uh-huh. Yeah, that'll be a tough one. That'll be a tough one right there. That's gonna be a hard one to deal with. We'll see how it runs though. Okay, so here, guys, I'm going to let's pull them all up so we can look at them again. Give me a second here. I'm trying to find it here. You can see how ready I am. Okay, here we go. Here's all 9 perks. Let me get out of the way here. Yep, like I said, like we said, excuse me. Surge, really good. Cruel Confinement, too situational. It's too situational. Mindbreaker, though, pretty decent for the Sneaky boys. They're gonna fucking love this shit. Sneaky's gonna... Ghostface, Michael Myers, Pig, they're all gonna love this shit. Even Tinkerer, right? Tinkerer's gonna love this. So it's gonna be pretty good. Babysitter, it's a good new guy saver. It's a good altruism perk. Camaraderie, we'll see if it does anything great. So it's a maybe still for us. Second win, Really good. It's a big time saver. I think this is going to be used a bit. It won't be a meta perk, but it will be used. I think we're going to see this more often than we think. Better together. This is going to help out new guys. It's going to have to be tinkered with for what it is right now. 32 meters, too small. Needs a little bit bigger, maybe not global, whatever. Fixated. I will be running Fixated. I love mind gaming as a killer. Now I have something that's going to help you mind game as a survivor. And then Inner Strength. Could be good. Definitely needs to be worked on as well. The relying on the totems, the biggest kick. There's only 5 totems. You're going to have to... you're going to have to be injured and maybe go mess with the totem. That's such a gamble. Not only do you have to mess with the totem while injured, you have to mess with the totem, go find a locker, and then go sit in there for 8 to 10 seconds. It's a big time waste, actually. It's a huge time waste. It's... I honestly, can you think of another thing? Let's say if they didn't want to use a totem cleanse, what else could they do instead? What do you think, Al? Is there anything else that you could really think of that it could be an activation? Maybe an unhook? You unhook someone, then you go run inside of a locker for 10 seconds? Would that even still be good?
I'm not even sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just confused by that totem cleanse one, Inner Strength.
Yeah, it is. It's
I
weird.
mean, look, and I'm just nitpicking here because they gave everybody something really strong and probably something else that can find use in the game. But this one just seems like the odd one out. And like Steve's perks fit him. I don't know that the Inner Strength one.
Yeah.
I imagine. I mean, was somebody sitting at a focus meeting and they're like, "I really think that Nancy needs something about her. She doesn't have physical intimidating presence, but we need to really have a perk that's something about her inner strength."
Yeah,
You
right.
know what, Bill? You're absolutely right.
You nailed it on the head. What can we do? God, totems. We haven't touched totems in a while. How about that? When she cleans a totem, I don't know. You guys like insta heals? That's pretty toxic. How about she goes hide? Everyone hates hot lockers. How about that? When they close the totem, they go into a locker and then they get a free insta heal. How's that
We
sound?
hate totems and we hate lockers, so we'll add them together and get something that we like. No, it's okay. It just seems that one out of the whole pack, that one just seems a little bit off.
Yeah, it's just not gonna be. It's just not gonna be great. To answer some more questions here from chat. Yes, babe, I want some double cheeseburgers. Wayne, asking if the perks of the characters per perks, or let me see here, are the perks character specific? Sorry, I am like dying right here, like having a stroke here. They are. This is each 3 will belong to the characters, right? But once you hit level 30, 35, and 40, you can unlock these for other characters. So you can make some nasty combinations together. That's why we're talking here that we're going to see some good combinations here. Surge is going to be amazing with Pop Goes the Weasel and Ruin. You're going to slow down Jenny's for days. Babysitter, again, with Borrow Time, and we'll make it. Going to be fucking great for saving people. Fixated is just going to be a great perk by itself. Combo that with some other ones. Dance with me. After you vault, you don't leave scratch marks for like 3 to 4 seconds. You can now see when your shit reactivated. So you can be like, oh shit, I went around this corner, but I left some scratch marks there. Now I know that he's going to see that. You're only helping yourself, right? So it's good. It's great. I like it. Yeah. Okay.
Another thing with Fixated that's going to help people that are new to the game, they will learn over time how far their scratch marks are going to typically be behind them and how quickly they fade off. I think that's going to help train people.
Yep. This is going to really be good for new players new people who are just learning game, but also it gives a little bit of love to the advanced players, right? So if it was just see your own scratch marks, I don't think it'd be all that good. It'd be great, or it'd be good, but the advanced players would be like, I don't need to know when I'm leaving scratch marks because I probably know when I'm going to. You know, they already kind of have it built into their experience. But walking 20% faster than normal, that's going to help you get away from a killer after you juke them. That's going to help seal the deal here. Okay, so that's all the perks. Do you have any closing notes? I figured one thing we can do last is we're going to go over the update notes that are going to be coming out for this new expansion. Any closing notes for these guys?
No, other than I'm pretty stoked because, you know, I'll want all the characters, and I'm gonna want at least 1 to 2 perks unlocked on just about everybody that I play. So GG, well played, Behavior. You really did good with this one.
Yes, they did. In my opinion, I really think here, you know, it's good to see that, like, oh hey, here's an expansion of 3 people. Steve sucks. I'll buy it, or obviously I'm gonna get him, but I'm not ever gonna level him because all his perks suck. You know, I each have a character that I got to get to level 40 to get their perks. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So we did. Sorry to interrupt, but
go ahead.
Did have a question earlier from Wayne the Bat about how much the DLCs and when is it released. I don't know if we got that or not.
We did not discuss that.
Those are, what do they run, about $10 usually, but you're usually getting 1 killer and or a map and or a survivor.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking they were around the $10.
Yeah, usually the $10. This could be maybe a 15er just because you're getting 3 people and a map. Now, I wish that we had we don't have anything of the map yet. We got to see it a little bit here through the videos that we saw. Pretty good. Pretty interesting. It's another indoor map, but I don't know if it's an indoor map that's going to be shitty for the survivors, right? Illyri's is tough for the survivors. It kind of helps them a little bit. The game is survivor or a killer's best friend map. This one, who knows? We'll see. Hopefully, it's a good balance. We'll see.
And the release is for next month. I don't think they've put a date on it yet, but don't they usually happen around the rank reset?
They do. I noticed that. That you mentioned that yourself. I have a feeling that they'll probably wait maybe a week before rank reset, or like what he's saying, like the day of or right after. They don't really want a new killer to come out during rank reset because people are going to lose rank because they're playing a new person that they don't know, right? Also, it's kind of a bad idea that someone who like is a natural with this brand new killer is just shredding everyone, right? So we'll see. Okay. So moving on here, there is some changes here to the things that are coming up here. So here we're gonna break this down here. Undetectable. The first killer status effect since Bloodlust. Undetectable consolidates our killer self mechanics into one easily understandable status that can be applied through killer powers, perks, and add-ons. When a killer is undetectable, the following effects are applied. The killer Terius is removed. We know that. The red stain is removed. We do know that. The killer will not have their aura revealed. That, I don't know if that was ever a thing. Or, I don't think that was, was that live? I'm pretty sure if they have an aura reader of a killer, even if they're stealth, that you picked them up, I don't know if that's real. Or if that's in it right now. I don't know.
Right. And most of the stealth perks that have a trump ability to detection will, it's individually defined in the game right now. So I kind of like this, that if you're undetectable, there's nothing that trumps it, period.
Yeah. Right. It's just,
I like that.
Yeah. It's, Kindred's not going to show it off, right? So as soon as, Pig goes stealth, if someone has Kindred, which means that if they're on the hook and they can see the killer, that means their fucking aura's not being read. Kind of good. Now, I don't know if it's going to be all that great for Kindred, right? But nonetheless, pretty decent. There is a thing, when a generator is completed, I can't remember whose it is. When a generator is completed, you get to see the killer for like 4 or 5 seconds. I don't remember which perk that is. But if they're in stealth, that doesn't proc. Pretty good. You know, that Jenny just got popped. That person's looking around the map to see if they can find out, and then bam, from behind they get hit. Right? Pretty good. Okay, so moving on here. Oblivious. Oblivious is a new status. An effect applied to the unfortunate survivors who have no understanding that a killer is nearby. When a player is oblivious, the following effects are applied. The survivor does not hear the killer's terror radius. The survivor is not affected by any effects that are conditional to him being inside the terror radius. So here, let me finish this up because this is a confusing one a little bit, right? Being oblivious makes the survivor completely ignorant of the killer in closing proximity, but at the same time, they are also ignore the effects of chlorophobia, which is the fear of clowns, reducing things, unnerving presence, infectious fright, and other terror radius perks. With the undetectable status, the survivors will have the opportunity to experience this effect when playing against the new killer in the upcoming chapter release. Following this, we will include Oblivious in their powers, perks, and add-ons in later patches. This seems weird. So, you're telling me that if the doctor comes up behind me, but I don't see him, I don't hear him? I don't know that he's coming towards me? I don't hear the heartbeat?
Well, and I think we will include Oblivious in other powers. So it doesn't sound like this is going to affect our existing killers just yet.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, you could be an insidious doctor and not cause your ridiculous Dr. Terror Radius things to happen if people don't detect you.
Right. But they're getting madness and they don't even know. Oh, Dark Sense. Thank you, chat. Yeah, that's a good point. The Dark Sense, when he pops the Jenny, they could see him for 5 seconds. That's what we're kind of talking about for the aura reveal. But yeah, this Oblivious, this is a changer. This is going to be interesting how this works out. I'm curious to see how the Demogorgon is going to use this. That's what they're saying here, that the Demogorgon is going to have this status, from what I understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the new killer in the upcoming chapter release. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be the whole Freddy Huntress singing is it's not directional anymore. It's just you just hear it, right? And it's confusing. But we'll see. We'll see how this works out. I can see this making killers really, really fucking strong. Especially there's a lot of places in maps that you can't see shit like behind you, right? You have a big ass boulder that's all around you, and all of a sudden they're right on top of you. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be a hard one. That's gonna like chat's just throw it up. That it's a good point. I think that's Leatherface. That's gonna make Leatherface great. Leatherface is gonna walk up right on top of you and then rev that fucking chainsaw, and you have half a second to deal with it. It's gonna be interesting. Hopefully that maybe not all survivors or all killers get this. I think it's gonna be kind of silly if the doctor has it, but we'll see, right? All right.
Well, I'm all for more jump scares, so bring it on.
Yeah. Let's. I'm okay to make the game harder, but let's just not make it brutal. But this is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be good. A lot of people don't like the Huntress Freddy singing directional thing. They got rid of that. Some people don't like it. I thought it was fantastic. I really fucking thought that those two guys needed it. Even before Freddy was changed, he needed that. And Huntress already was in a tough spot. She still kind of is. Some really good Huntresses out there. This made her more viable. So I am accepting of this change. This Oblivious, I think is cool. I'm gonna like it. Anything else to add here before we move on? I'm gonna say that's a no.
Yep. What was one more time, please, sir?
I was gonna say, is there anything else you would like to add?
Nope, because it's a wait and see, really.
Yeah.
I think it's we're gonna have some fun games while we get used to the Demogorgon. But this, if you think about it, this might just be the first Stranger Things chapter.
Yeah. There's some strange things going on here.
We could do the Demodog later, and release another survivor.
Yeah, I agree.
Or the Mind Flayer. Of course, you couldn't have the huge one. I think the Mind Flayer, the Big Daddy's more like a entity level being.
Yeah,
but,
he's
there are other monsters that they could do.
Right. There is. This is going to be interesting, especially how, as the show goes on, who knows what else we can get, right? They got the license for Stranger Things. Why wouldn't they maybe add another person, right? I'm saying add Hopper. People fucking love Hopper as a survivor. Right. People would do that. If you could charge $20 for Hopper, people would buy that shit.
I think he would outsell Ash as much as people love Ash. I think he would outsell him.
Yep. Because, I mean, shit, I know there's only like 3 or 4 people that I play with out of like the 20 or 25 that I play who even know who Ash was, Right. But Big Daddy Hopper, he would be my new main. Yeah, chat's agreeing here. Everyone really would love a David Hopper, Yeah, it would just be great. It'd just be great. Okay, let's move on here. This is kind of cool here. This update will also see a change to the Bloodweb, which significantly cuts down the amount of time taken to unlock perks. Thank fucking God. From level 40 and beyond, more perks will appear in each Bloodweb, giving you more choice between which perks you take, increasing the odds of finding the perk you want, and potentially allowing you to take 2 perks per level. The exact details are as follow. 1 through 39 unchanged. 40 through 49, 3 perks appear. You can purchase 2. Level 50, 4 perks appear. 2 can be purchased. This helps me and Al's P3 characters, right? I'm almost like not even wanting to spend any more blood points other than when I have to until this is released, right? When I want my main person to be able to have all perks, every single perk out there. So when I do the roulette and I do the random perks wheels, it's fun. It gives incentive to especially the viewers. When I want to be able to say, chat, I'm gonna play Kate. Pick me up just build me a survivor. Now this makes me not spend an extra 25k, right? You buy the perk, you get to spend an extra 25k to get to the next Bloodweb, right?
Right. This
is amazing. This is a very good quality of life perk build. What do you want to say? Fix for the game. But here we go. So let's continue here because there is a little bit more. The other rules of the Bloodweb remain the same. When you take a perk, the entity consumes another perk at random. If you're efficient at acquiring nodes on the Bloodweb, this means that you can earn up to 2 perks per level, although you'll be racing against the entity. With the total number of perks growing with each chapter release, getting the perks you wanted could be challenging. Absolutely. When you hit your second person, right? Your Prestige 3, you have everyone. You have 900, it's an exaggeration, but you have 900 perks. And 70% of them are garbage. They're not good. This helps. This will help you. With this change, the odds of finding the perk you want are doubled. The amount of time taken to unlock all perks is dramatically reduced. Behavior, you fucking did something that I'm 110% on board with. This is perfect.
Is Godsec still in the chat?
I don't know.
Because he was... I read this and I was just like, man, he's been, he's leveling his nurse.
Yep.
And he's just fishing for barbecue and chili and can't get it. Yeah. And I saw this and I'm like, man, my man's going to have an easier time getting barbecue and chili. And I've chatted you when I prestiged or one of my killers or leveled a new one. And it's constantly the 1 or 2 perks are just evading me for 40 levels. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Of course, this is not going to change through 40 levels, but after 40, it's going to be smooth sailing, which is, that's no problem.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
And as a newer player, I greatly, greatly appreciate this change.
Yes. All the advanced players, other than the crazy advanced players who've been playing this for 3,000 hours, they're going to be like, this is good. I'm glad this is going to help out everyone else, even though I have everything. But hell, even them, they're going to be like, shit, I have 2 people prestige. Now I have nothing else to do. Now I feel more inclined to go prestige other people. Them doing this is actually going to allow people to stay longer because they're going to get perks that they want. And instead of the guy who's been like, fuck this, I just spent 50 levels leveling this character up trying to get a perk that I want so I could do a build. I'm done. No, I'm out of here. You know, I can be one of the first people to admit it. On Kate, I try to get quick and quiet for 40 levels. Mr. G spent 50 levels trying to get fucking barbecue and chili. Godsec that we were just talking about, he's a newer character. He's been trying to get barbecue and chili for at least 20 levels. Now you have a real shot at it. This is gonna make prestiging fucking just nice. Just nice. It's gonna be great. Okay. Anything the end on here?
Great update.
Yep.
That it's puts the game in these changes to the Bloodweb. That's a healthier state of the game, simplifying stealth for the killers, healthier and easier to understand for newer players because newer players are coming.
Yes.
And that's great for everybody.
Yep. Gossek, we were saying, Gossek, is that you missed what we were just talking about here. I'm going to do a quicker iteration. They are now increasing the amount of perks that you get, right? 1 through 3, perks act as normal. Levels 40 through 49, 3 perks appear. You can buy 2 of them. They can be 2. Level 50, 4 perks appear, and 2 can be purchased. So when you're hunting your perks, this is going to help you out. So, and everyone in chat, I know everyone's going to love this. Alex, Tater, Wayne. Well, Wayne's new. He's like looking to get the game. This is just going to help out new players. Everyone's going to love it. Okay. But I think that's a good way to end it. Hey, let's end it with the trailer. Let's see this shit, huh? This is one of the coolest trailers anyway, so. And then we'll close out here. So let's just watch this. Let's just take it in. Okay, not a super long trailer, but it's interesting. We get to see what the killer looks like in case you've never seen Stranger Things. But this is a big part. We get to see what the survivors actually look like in game, right? Because Quentin's a fucking golem, hideous mess. But we get to see Nancy looks good. Steve looks just like Steve. I think it's gonna be great. I like the game models. I like everything. There, Mr. G.
GG, well played behavior.
GG, well played indeed.
You did it.
You did it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, guys. So, Meet Owl, we discussed this. We're gonna make this a normal thing, especially when new chapters come out. But we're probably gonna try to do this for updates as well, especially if they're big. If they're just like game minor, like just like tiny little fixes, whatever. But the big ones that actually introduce something new, we're gonna start doing this pretty regularly. Actually, we don't have a name yet, but we're trying to figure that out. But as of right now, thank you for tuning in. I don't know. We'll come up with a name, guys. You know what? Hop on Twitter. Me and Al are gonna post. We'll have a tweet maybe. We'll come up with some names. We'll put it out there. And then we'll see what you guys like the best, huh? What do you think, Al? You think that sounds good?
It works for me, man.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I know this is probably I think it was like an hour and a half run at least. Yeah, about 7:30. But we covered a lot of things here, and this is good. I'm excited for this patch, and so is Al. So, all right, guys. We're gonna start getting some games in, I think, here. Let's start doing it.